Hi everybody, and welcome to this episode of Total Mind Fitness. And I'm talking to you from the beach of Tel Aviv. Beautiful spring day. And it was only last week that I was in the snow and rain of Manchester in the cold. And that made me think, just a change of location can make all the difference. And if we take that metaphor into our own lives, we can basically think that sometimes if we change our perspective on a situation, we might be able to shed a little bit more light on it, a little bit more sun on it, and see it from a different way. And sometimes that works. As we go into the spring in the Northern Hemisphere, it made me think, since day one, spring has always followed winter. And spring is a season of hope, a season of rebirth, a season of renewal. And no matter how dark our winters are, how cold our winters are, and we might still feel that we're in winter right this very moment in our lives, we should know that spring follows winter, that there is always the possibility of renewal, of rebirth. And even if it's our darkest moments, a little bit of perspective, a little bit of help, and a little bit of self-reflection, we can change even a little our behaviors in order to increase the quality of our life. No matter what quality of life I have at this particular moment in time. And as we move into the spring and into the season of opportunity, and into the season of hope, we find that two great wisdom traditions, the Christian tradition and the Jewish tradition, are about to celebrate their own festivals at this time. The Christian tradition of Easter, the Jewish tradition of Passover, and both spring festivals, these festivals celebrate rebirth and renewal and hope for the future. And taking that further, if we also look at the Jewish tradition of this festival, then we also have the theme of freedom. This is the festival of freedom. Going from our past bondages and going forward into freedom. And I think this is a message that we can all take into our own personal lives, whether you follow these traditions or not, is what bondages are in my own life? Where is it that I've taken the freedom of choice away from myself because of the behavior patterns that I follow? And we all have behavioral patterns that are automatic, that we follow, and if we examine them carefully, we may find that in the short term they serve us, but in the long term they might not serve us as well as we would like. They might even be detrimental to us. They might even be bad for our health. So whether our own bondages are substances, our relationships, are in a bad place of work, in somewhere where we feel that we are constricted and that our behavior is not in our long-term interest, then we should consider how we're going to move from that bondage situation into a situation of freedom. And that's the message that I'd like to give you in this episode, is that let's take this time of this change of seasons, of looking at ourselves from the inside, putting our ego aside and saying, what is it about me that I would like to change for the better for me? What is it for me that I'd like to improve because I believe that it's important to do? One of the things that all great ancient wisdom traditions have in common is that they tell us that in order to have a high quality life, we should do things for the greater community, for things more and out with our own selves. So whether that's just on a one basis, me and my spouse, what can I do for my spouse? What can I do to make their lives higher quality? Or whether it's for my family, What can I do for my children? What more can I do for my parents or for my extended family? Maybe we can take that a little bit further into my neighborhood, into my community, into society at large. What is it I can contribute to them? And even science has proven to us throughout research that an amazing protective factor is being part of a social community, is being able to contribute to others and to be able to support others. And of course, get that support back when I need it. So, ironically and paradoxically, the most selfish act that we could probably do is do things for others, because then we ourselves benefit this protective factor. We benefit the feeling of satisfaction, we can benefit the feeling of fulfillment, and we can actually benefit the action of helping others. And ironically too, if we look at what is traditionally selfish in the negative sense, which means doing things only for myself, being alone, being just for me, it is actual fact proven that that is detrimental to our life, not only in the quality, but can actually result in death at the end of the day. So in order to live a healthy life, a high quality life, it's worth considering our behaviors, it's worth contemplating on where the bondages are in my life and where I can set myself free, and to also analyze and kind of think about what is important to me in my life, who is important to me in my life, and what can I contribute to that, and how can I live my life according to these important values. So I leave you with that message in this particular episode of self-contemplation, and to examine me and see, okay, where is it I can improve my behavior for myself and for the greater good. And that, we know, is something that can be extremely beneficial to us and to everybody else, of course. So whether you celebrate these festivals or not, I wish you a very, very successful and prosperous time of these changing of seasons, into a season of sun, into a season of birth, into a season of hope. And if you do celebrate these festivals, I wish you a very, very happy time over the next few days. And to all of us, a wonderful, safe, and pleasant weekend. Take care, everybody, and I look forward to hearing from you. Comments, likes, don't forget to share. Please share this so that we can extend the contribution of Total Mind Fitness to others. Thanks for listening, and see you again in the next episode.